Rob, thank you for joining us after a little respite, which has been nice. We've got a big game this weekend against Cambridge. Can I get your thoughts heading into that one?
Yeah, no, it's a big game. Obviously, they all are as you get in towards the sort of last third of the season. It's good to have that break. Obviously, the games came thick and fast for us, and I thought, physically we probably tailed off a little bit towards the end in the Wigan and Blackpool game. Looking forward to seeing the reaction from Saturday. I think regardless of the situation of the game, we felt we wasn't at the standards we set for the last 4 or 5 games before that, where we have been very good. So looking forward to getting back to that. And the squad's getting a bit stronger as well, which helps. There's another big block of games coming up between, I think, 2 months for 14 games. So we're going to need the squad and as many bodies as possible. So it's good to have that strength in numbers.
Yeah, and we've been very hard to beat here at the Broadfield Stadium, so it must be a nice feeling to be back here, and I'm sure the lads will take some sort of encouragement and confidence from that as well.
Yeah, definitely. I think we've been good at home, and we've been resilient, and we picked up some good points, and obviously been very unfortunate to lose in the Wrexham game in the circumstances we did. So no, it's great to be home, and I think the home support this year has been fantastic. So we need to make sure we capitalise on that and push forward on Saturday and do everything we can to win the game.
Yeah, it's naturally, as you've already sort of touched on, because of the amount of games we've got left and that we're playing somebody else in and around us in the relegation zone, it is being billed as a big game. Is that feeling translating into the dressing room, or is that something you're having to sort of curb and sort of get ahead of with the players?
No, we haven't spoken about it in the fact that it's not a season. It's not, this sort of doesn't define anything in terms of the win, but I think the lads know how important it is, and I think also the way they've attacked every game has been excellent this last period, and I think that's why Saturday was we was all disappointed, and I think that's why going into Saturday it's more of a we know it's a massive game in terms of the context of the league and the position we're in, but it's also a massive game for us to get back to the standards we'd set, and I think being at home definitely helps. And we know it's going to be a tough game. They've also got a new manager, very experienced, good manager. They look like they're going to be more solid and a bit more direct and a bit more physical, so we'll have to deal with that. But I want it to be all about us. I want us to just go and attack the game in every way, and I think that's what our mentality has to be. We attack every game to try and get the most from it, and I think managing the start of the game will be important as well.
Yeah, and obviously games like this do attract good crowds. We're expecting, close to a sellout probably at the Broadfield Stadium on Saturday, which is always great, and it will be nice because obviously we've been at some pretty big stadiums away from home recently, so it'd be nice to have sort of a full stadium with some home support, won't it?
Yeah, definitely, and I think that's shown in the home results, and the home performances have been excellent, and we just need to continue that momentum, especially with the amount of home games we have left. So it'll be huge, and obviously the fans have been brilliant getting behind the lads, and I think we need to make sure we start well in the game, and we need to manage obviously their threat, but we need to make sure that we just attack the game in every way. I think when you're in situations like this, my experience obviously when I was playing is that you have to take it by the scruff of the neck, and you have to do everything you can, because I think if you do that, you can, when the game finishes or the season ends, you can look at yourself and know that you've given absolutely everything for the cause. And I think the one thing with this group is that they do that. They're a really good group. They've moulded really well. The new signings that have come in, the players that stayed, have really bought into what we're trying to do. And I think looking forward to going forward Saturday with the momentum that we've built previously, and also a little bit of bite to know that we need to improve from our last performance in terms of the way we started the game, and obviously the circumstances after that with the sending off do obviously throw things and change it, but definitely in terms of what we control, we can look to improve and look to get back to where we were the last sort of 7 or 8 games where we were making good progress and picking up good results.
Is there any update on the injuries of Tola? Obviously Josh and Jeremy as well, and Toby looks like he's sort of getting back to full fitness as well, so just a general sort of health update with the squad.
Yeah, Tola missed the game because he's got an issue with his knee. Obviously had a long-standing issue, and he was bothering him a little bit, so hopefully Tola will be back in the squad this weekend. Toby's making good progress. He's been out on the pitch, been running, which is good, so hopefully look to have him back at the end of next week. Flinty as well, Flinty's obviously had a long injury, so his recovery, even though he's back on the pitch, will be more it will be a bit longer in terms of a bit more detailed in terms of what he can do. So when we get him back for good. So hopefully he's a couple of weeks away. And Jez has just started coming back in terms of doing his gym work and a little bit of running. So yeah, probably Tobes, Jez and Flinty are a little bit further off, a couple of weeks away. But obviously Tola should be all right for the weekend.
Dion, thank you for joining us. A big game here this weekend against Cambridge. Can I get your thoughts out of that one first?
Yeah, obviously crucial game for the last part of the season. Every game coming up now obviously is a must win, and that's going to be our mindset going into every game, as it has been. So we've had a good week of training, and hopefully can put in a good performance on Saturday.
Yeah, it's obviously naturally going to be billed as a big game. With only there's still a fair few games left, but towards this sort of end of the season and playing a team that's in and around you in the relegation zone, it will be billed as a big game. But as we were just speaking to Rob, it's not season defining yet. But what's the sort of feeling in the dressing room as we build up to this one?
Yeah, everyone knows it's kind of everyone's got that feeling that we got to win this game, and we have that feeling because we know we can win it when we play well. We can turn up against anyone and put in a good performance and get the 3 points. So, it's just about getting the preparation right again today and just going 100% for the game on Saturday. And obviously the support from the fans will be massive. So, the boys are looking forward to it.
Yeah, as we said, there's still plenty of games, even after this Cambridge one to go. But from your previous experience, you've obviously played in massive games for this club at both ends of the spectrum, obviously promotion and obviously relegation with the likes of sort of the Hartlepool and the Walsall games a couple of years ago. So will you be using those past experiences as captain to sort of bring that into the dressing room?
Yeah, of course. They're not easy games. The kind of the later you leave it, makes it more nerve-wracking and everyone's tensions are high and you feel the mood in the stadium. So, like we said, there's a lot of games left and we want to start winning now and come towards the end of the season. Hopefully we're not in a position where it's a must-win or whatever it is, the last game of the season. So, hopefully that starts Saturday.
Yeah, and obviously we'd had a nice pick-up in results and obviously performances as well, especially at home. So that would obviously give the lads confidence with the Blackpool defeat on Saturday. Do you think there was anything that particularly went wrong there, or was it just a case of the amount of games we had in as many days?
I think it's a lot to do with the amount of games we've had, a lot of travelling, and obviously at the time when you get a game called off and you either have a couple injuries, you kind of think, oh, maybe that was a good thing. But after a while, when you got games building up, Saturday, Tuesday, and you're travelling a lot, it does affect the players. And we've got a young group. There's not a lot of experience. I think it was more of a fact of tired bodies and tired minds, and we've had a good week now to kind of reset and get on the training pitch and work hard, and everyone's feeling really raring to go for Saturday.
Yeah, and it obviously must be a good feeling to be back at home where you'd obviously seen some really positive results. We obviously had those 3 home games on the spin where we picked up 5 decent points that have, put us in a decent place to, fight for the rest of the season. So it must be nice to have, a game like this back at home.
Yeah, obviously it's great playing here and in front of the home fans, and like you said, we tend to play quite well at home and pick up some good results. So hopefully that can be another one Saturday. Yeah,
and the fans can, as you've already touched on, have a massive impact. We're approaching a sellout, so it should be a good atmosphere, a good crowd. And obviously you've been here as an opposition player as well, and this is, notoriously a hard place to come. So A message for the fans is, make it a hard place to come from the terraces as well.
Of course, we need your support, obviously, to cheer us on and make it as hostile as possible for the other team. That's just football nature. Every stadium you go. So, the fans are going to be crucial, home and away, for the remaining games of the season. And like I said, hopefully we can get onto a good run now and it starts Saturday.
Yeah, and finally, we've obviously added Louis Watson to the group last week, but we're also going to be, dealt some good injury news, I think, fairly soon, because we've got the likes of, obviously, Toby, Flinty coming back. There's a few more Jez maybe just around the corner as well. So how important do you think characters like that are going to be for the rest of the season? Yeah,
massive. They're all great players, and they all bring their own experience and unique abilities to the squad. And obviously, Flinty's one is... I had a big stint out this season. I know how tough it is being on the sidelines for that long. So buzzing to see him back on the training pitch, and what a player he is. And hopefully we can have him back sooner rather than later. And the other boys, it's going to be crucial to have as many players as we can in the squad now for the last 14 games or however many it is now. So we're going to need everyone, every player, every staff member, all the fans. It's going to be a big couple of months.
Perfect.